Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's do it. We're gonna play the best MMO of all time that Sega has put out.
Yep.
And
That's a good caveat right there that Sega has put out. It's also probably the only in a long time.
indeed. Except this is not the main PSO2 that we come to understand. No, this is PSO2 ES. Ironically, this is, and of course I'm joined here by Shaddix, who's been bugging the hell out of me to get into PSO2, but I think I got into the wrong one. But yeah.
You got into the wrong one.
Yeah, I probably did, but that's okay. Well, okay, I'll admit, it's... In case anybody doesn't know, PSO2 ES is not the same game as the main proper, but it does interact with your main account. And I just thought I'd try and run through a couple things here.
Let's do it.
Because, like, I know, you know, there's the Vita version, and I assume that's supposed to be, like, the main game itself, right? Like, I don't know if you've kept up with anything regarding to the Vita version, which is basically... Because I know the players can interact with each other that way. But in this one, it doesn't quite interact in the same way, but there is, in this link over here, it actually lets you interact with your mag, and basically that means you can interact with your entire inventory just like you could in the main game, which also includes like your weapons and your, and of course your mags. And you can choose to feed your mag, and of course it'll level up its stats depending on what items you give it and whatnot. And of course the one thing to keep in mind is you can't be logged into ES when you're playing either the Vita version or the PC version. At least not yet. But it does have it's basically its own kind of game. And that basically means you have to start it at level 1. You're kind of making a new character, but not quite.
That character looks like it has like a Phantasy Star Online 1 hairstyle going
I know.
on.
I mean, that's... I didn't really bother to make it anything special for PSO2, because I'm not very good at creating characters. I mean, especially because I don't know. Corey, you know, made the obvious connection that it looks like a Burning Ranger, which is kind of what I was going for.
It does. It so does. But then again, the Raymar's design was designed off of Burning Ranger's character. Am I right?
I think you might be right about that.
I feel like a couple of the costumes were designed off Burning Ranger's characters or classic Phantasy Star characters.
Right.
Like from the original Phantasy Star Online.
But yeah, and of course for this menu here, it's basically ES is like a big social app. Like, you can connect to Twitter and all that stuff, but really it's a matter of like, you can choose to have accompanying players to come with you, but they're not playing live with you at all. But what it does is, if you have a successful mission, you give them fun points, and then give you fun points back, and of course, afterwards you can join them for a
lot of fun.
Exactly. I've already got my equipment set up. You can use the same equipment, same swords, same armor, and enhancement devices. And of course, if you lose something in your inventory, then, you know, you're going to lose it in the main game. So that's stuff you got to keep in mind. So unlike Phantasy Star Online 2, it has sort of a turn-based element to it. So you basically choose one of these kind of grids here, and then it'll give you you can get an item depending on the label, and right now it's engaging us into battle. And to move around, you just have to swipe on the screen. You can swipe forward, swipe back, and then you can tap the enemy. And if you time it just right, pretty similar to the main PSO2 game, you can rhythmically tap the screen and it does more damage.
Well, this plays completely differently than I thought it was going to.
I know, and honestly, I feel kind of bummed out about it.
You know what? It kind of reminds me of. Alright, so those cards, or those things at the bottom, are they like cards?
These are chips. I mean, yeah, you're probably thinking it seems similar to like Fantasy PSO Episode 3, right?
No, I'm thinking that Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, it's probably
The
something
portable
like
one.
that.
Where you use the cards and the certain they have like attack cards and then like spell cards and stuff like that and summons and
Yeah, you might be right about that actually.
because it's like an action game, but you use the cards for your actions. But I'm not really sure how these chips work in this, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, the chips basically act as like special attacks, and there's two different ones. Like there's like I think they're like active chips, and there's like sub chips. And sub-chips will only activate based on like certain situations that happen in the game. But I think we're gonna get... I think we're powering up our friend. We actually avoided 2 encounters, where if you tap one of the grid icons here, if it has like a Rappy on there, then that means you're gonna fight. And of course at the end you have to fight a boss, which may disappoint you when you actually see it.
So, is that basically kind of like a map of this area?
Yeah, so that's all
Okay.
this quest is like that's the map, but then you know, you don't go through the whole
episode
thing.
3 in a way, with the way, I guess.
But it's
Not
much,
really
much
quiet.
quicker. Which is nice.
I actually enjoyed episode 3.
Yeah? How far did you get from
It took a while to get used to the time of it because it's a very, very long dragged out experience, but I don't know. There's something about it that kind of gets addicting after a while.
that? Yeah.
I might just be looking at it through nostalgia goggles because at that point in time it was like, oh, more Phantasy Star Online, something we haven't played before.
Yeah.
So, my opinion, it's probably extremely biased, but I enjoyed it.
Oh well. I feel like I need to give it more time, but until then, I'll explain this quest result screen. So basically, depending on how you perform in the fights, will determine your rank. So you have to, you know, basically take as little damage as possible and do it as quickly as possible.
Is it
That'll give you, like,
possible
the
this
best-
app is more challenging than the actual game is?
I don't know,
Oh,
because it's
man.
pretty easy
you
to
can
fight.
get an S rank so easily. Like, you can skip half the mobs and get an S rank still.
Well, I'm also kind of messing around a little bit to
Yeah.
kind of demonstrate it, so that's probably part of it. Alright. Oh, I got a good job, and they sent me fun points. And
Yeah,
of course,
some
it automatically prompts us to, if we want to send a friend request to these people, if you hit the right button, you'll send it to them, but you can just skip it and hit the left button.
So, do you know how the fun works yet, Bart?
A little bit. I think
It's basically a secondary currency. And basically, like, in PSO2, there's 3 currencies you can have. There's your regular Meseta,
Mhm.
which you can buy items and use on the marketplace and stuff like that. And then you have your AC, which is your bot currency. That's like real old money.
Right. And you got AC currency in here too as well.
And then you got fun. And fun you get from like they give it out for logging in. They give it out for reaching certain milestones. They're kind of like achievements in a way.
Right.
But that's kind of interesting that they're doing this here. And what you ended up using it for is that like for PSO, like one of PSO2's main revenue streams is these little lotto slot machines that are like all over the place. And the main lotteries require you to pay actual money to use them, and you can get like whatever promotion they're having. Like they're having an Attack on Titan promotion right now.
Right.
So basically, you pay for the money to play these slot machines to get the Attack on Titan like outfits or whatever they're giving out for that.
All right.
But you also have the scratches for fun, which you're looking at right here, where some of the stuff is kind of cool. Like you can get music discs for songs from Phantasy Star Online. You can get some like grinders, and I think sometimes there's some armor, but it's not as good as the AC lottery. But there's some cool stuff that you can get out of it.
Because yeah, I got an item, another chip item here, but I think it's kind of like I guess health items or something like that. Because it uses CP. Which is also like how you can do special attacks. It's similar to like the main game here and of PSO2.
That's crazy. So they have the fun lottery connected to the chips. That's actually really smart. Because right now, fun, like, even though you have that lottery thing, there just doesn't seem to be much you can do with it.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty clever way to reincorporate that now that I'm seeing this.
I'm wondering, I don't remember if the fun points here carry over to what I get in the main game, but I think I have accrued more fun points than I did in PSO2, the main game. Because, like,
That'd be
of course,
interesting to check.
because, like, you know, I think I've been getting, like, good job, and, you know, I've been getting good jobs from, like, other players, and, you know, I think you send other players, you know, fun points when you use them in battle and whatnot. And, of course, you'll see in the top left corner, I believe, where it says 13 out of 15, that tells you how much time you have before, like, it's basically saying, like, it's basically the paywall, where it's like you can only go out before you expel all these certain points, and you can either wait for the bar to refill, or you just pay money to get that buffed up.
Yeah.
And of course, to equip the weapons and ships, you have to go to your equipment screen. I have 3 different sets. I think that's pretty similar to the main game as well, but the chips are going to be exclusive to this game. And, you know, they have, like, different elements attached, like this, level 1 here is, has, an electric element attached to it, but I think it's, more, best used by, like, force characters. So, unfortunately for my guy, who I believe is a hunter, it's not really going to work out well for him.
Yeah, this totally is reminding me of, like, a VMU side game right now, except
Yeah.
way more complicated.
Oh yeah, it's
That's so
definitely
cool, because it takes the same elements from the game, but it puts it in a different environment completely.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's good that you can't run both the main game and this at the same time. Because, like, you'll notice it's connecting every so often to kind of check with the main server. It's also checking to make sure you're not logged into the main PSO2 game, because if it catches it, then it's going to kick you off this. And in case you're wondering what this says in the corner, it just brings you back to this main menu right here. And this here is the community, where you can get emails, and of course we get friend requests here. You can accept them or reject them and whatnot. I kind of reject them because I don't want to talk to Japanese people, because I'm not going to be able to understand them. And I feel bad. Although I think there's been some Americans that we've been running into, because I'm connected to ship 2 right now. You don't get to connect to any specific blocks, but you still connect based on which ship you're on. And I
Oh
think,
yeah, your character. Yeah, because you can move your character around. They kind of did like a World of Warcraft type of thing with the way that servers work on PSO2.
Right.
Like, it used to be that you can just basically, like, you picked your character and then you picked whatever ship you wanted to play on because the characters were stored locally.
Yeah.
But yeah, PSO2 they changed it so like your character is stored on a specific ship. So, but at first, like for the first year and a half of the game, like you couldn't move ships, which is why I was like, when you started playing, I was like, make sure you roll on ship 2 because I don't want that to happen. But I discovered apparently they added the option to switch ships recently, and
Nice.
it doesn't seem to have any consequences. So I think they did that because ship 2 was getting really overcrowded.
Yeah, I noticed there's a lot of activity on ship 2. But yeah, one other thing to note, at least in the options menu here, it's basically like some other small things regarding your account, but it also has like a data download function. Because it doesn't come with all the costume pieces, you can install that stuff optionally, but that takes up like 3 gigs of space on your tablet or your mobile phone or whatever you use.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, I would have thought it would have downloaded them as needed.
It doesn't seem like it, and especially if you go to like your equipment.
I guess it
let's-
makes sense. I mean, like you think like how long they've been.
And like, you know, like the Attack on Titan stuff, like, and you're not really going to run into any active players. Like, you're just playing like sort of a timed minigame.
Nah. No, I meant like like because they're constantly releasing new costumes because that's part of their main revenue stream for this game.
Right.
So I was just thinking about that after like two to 3 years, and it's probably like the most consistently updated thing is new costumes. So I could see that being 3 gigs at this point.
Oh yeah. Although I don't know if I would want to spend the, you know...
No, people are
Get more
ridiculous
space in
about that stuff. Like, okay, so if you guys saw on the stream earlier, he had something where it said it was 500 AC to do this lottery.
Yeah.
500 AC corresponds to 500 yen, which is $5.
And you can actually... I think you can
You
actually...
spend $5 to do a digital thing once, and it's a random roulette thing. And people spend money on this, apparently. So, yeah, and that's not even the worst. Like, there's some stuff in this game that, like cost, like, $10 just to get an item or something.
God, that's insane.
And people buy it, which is crazy, but it's kind of awesome that there are people that have that much disposable income to support this game continuing to go forward.
And I think it could actually let me spend money on this app here, because I was, you know, when I was going through the AC store, it actually was about to charge yen on my credit card, which I don't want to try and risk that.
It can?
Apparently. I'm not sure if it will
That's
actually go through.
really weird, because people used to have to use this service to kind of spoof themselves to spend money.
Of course, this
Because
is...
like you had to buy your AC through this website. I cannot remember what it's called off the top of my head, but this website prevented basically anybody outside of Japan from buying the stuff because there's weird international laws regarding microtransactions.
Right.
That's
Well-
also part of the reason why we're technically not supposed to be playing this. Like,
Oh, no.
according to TOS, yeah, like because like I think it has to do with like international laws. Like that's why it's not like enforced very harshly, because like as long as people don't like spend money outside the country, I don't think it's a big deal. But
So I messed up.
yeah,
I forgot to equip myself.
Equip anything?
Something. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
on my
no.
my third setup, and right now I'm.
can you fight with your fist? Like you
I'm
can-
fighting with my fists,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I get
yeah.
to summon my friend.
You're a Virtua Fighter right now. I really want to see them in the future adding like photon arts for just using your hands, like making kind of that into its own subclass.
Yeah.
That would be freaking cool. Like,
I'm gonna see if it'd be possible to switch my equipment here. Let's find out. Ooh, I don't know if I can read this. Nope, that's options. Nope, that's retire. Don't want to do that either. And I think that's just return. Yeah. Okay, I'm stuck with my fists, unfortunately, so I can't show off the active chips. But you do run into item crates. There's also like a healing pod that gives you all your health back and stuff like that. Pretty similar to... Oh look, I found the health pad. It's pretty similar, at least aesthetically, to the main PSO2 game. But, you know, it's clearly something completely different. Probably just for people to kind of do something when they're away from their main computer. Oh. Oh boy. And it's pretty easy to get surrounded by these enemies. I think when you have a gun, it'll just have your character automatically shoot. Unlike for me, who's having to use weapons and his fists, it will automatically make the character charge towards the enemy. And I'm just gonna use my friend here. Alright. I'm gonna try and equip something and then play the last mission, because I don't know what happens when you complete these set of missions. Also,
maybe you go to the next area. Although I think I would feel like this game wouldn't let you progress further than you are in the actual PSO
yeah.
too, but I don't know. Like, I feel like that would be a thing where they'd be like, oh yeah, now go play the computer version and unlock other areas so that you can play them in this minigame.
Well, maybe, because you don't have to... there is actually, when you first start this game, you know, if you don't have a PSO2 account, it will actually let you create an account, including, I guess, a Sega AD account.
So maybe this is a shortcut way of getting people registered now.
Pretty much. It may also just be a way to kind of, like, you know, Trojan horse their way into showing them what PSO2 is about. Because you can just play this game by itself, and you would never need to touch the main PSO2 game whatsoever. But I feel like you're kind of going to miss out on some of what makes, you know, what really makes PSO2 what it is.
Like most of the experience. Like, this looks very bare bones.
Definitely. But yeah, this card right here that I just got, that's a sub chip. It's supposedly it's supposed to activate when certain conditions are happening, but unfortunately I can't read it, so I can't tell you why exactly.
I think I want to get this now.
Oh yeah, definitely check it out if you do have, if you do have PSO2, it's definitely worth checking out. And you can interact with your main account just from wherever you are. So you can like feed your mag everything, and then you come back home and it's like, well, dude, let's go on a trip, and then your mag's leveled up as soon as you get on.
They should have a Tamagotchi style mag minigame where you get to pet your mag.
That'd be pretty good.
That is the worst idea I've ever come up with, but yeah.
Why is the worst? It's like the Chow, the app.
Yeah, I know, but it's like a little robot that floats in the air.
But yeah, see, I had my third set on, and that's nothing. This button here just resets all of your chips that are equipped, and I don't want to do that.
That makes me think about how Sega has missed out on a really good opportunity to just like make a Chow like portable game.
Yeah.
To where you just raise a Chow. Like, I feel like they should do that whenever they make another Sonic game. It's just, I don't know.
Here's hoping.
Like, just put a Chow Garden in there and then make an app for a Chow, for your Chow. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be a good idea.
Alright, let's see if I can show
Are those all
off.
different missions?
Yeah, so this is one I have not played, so I have no idea how this is going to play out. Because there was one point when it was tutorializing me earlier, it actually set me against this one enemy, and it wrecked me hard. And it was like I was dead. I had no HP, but it still let me kept going. But I think it was because it was the tutorial and not, not a main quest.
Oh.
So let's see how this goes here. Once my tablet stops freezing up. But yeah, you're given like a choice of like the 3 different grid pieces you can get to, and you can't advance until you hit at least 1, but you can't go to all 3. You just hit 1 and then you move on to the next set. And these arrows on the sides of the screen actually let you switch targets. So if you're not happy with the target you're currently locked onto, you can just switch on the fly.
Golly, this is so... I don't know. It's interesting, but I'm just like, this is so what? Not PSO2.
Yeah.
At the same time, like I think I'd try it though. I don't know.
All right, let me try and.
So that was a whole mission right there. It was just that one little. Oh no, there's more stuff. Okay.
Oh yeah. No, there's still a little bit more. Oh, they spit stuff at me.
It kind of is arranged like the matter board, which I think is probably what they were going for with this.
I'm actually kind of happy that you can hit these flying creatures, because otherwise that'd be annoying. And I totally missed my shot there, so that didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
But your CP can recharge pretty quickly. As long as you're landing attacks, if you don't let up, then you'll be completely fine.
Interesting.
But it won't refill unless the battle is actually active. Let's do chip point.
So yeah, like in PSO2, like one of the quest things that you can do, like PSO2 has a lot of different types of quest things.
Yeah.
That you can do. Like you have your missions, and then you have the client orders, and which are like WoW quests, and then there's this thing called the matter board, which is kind of like another type of WoW quest, but it advances the story.
Yeah.
So if you do like the different matter board missions, and if you complete them, then you unlock a story mission, and you get to go through a story mission, and you unlock another matter board. Yeah.
Alright, well that's that. Let's see what happens. It might just unlock another mission for me, or it might give me a whole new quest. But I got an S rank, so...
Was that a your phone is almost dead battery sign, or was that
that's
that's
my tablet.
Sign?
No, your computer is dying because it's low in battery. No, it's just my tablet.
No, because I was like the Mac
I'm
has that
messing.
exact same icon when it does not.
Yeah. If you don't feed it, then it gives you that low battery warning. But no, that was my tablet. Sorry.
Which I think was a really cute little touch. It's like, hey, feed me.
Yeah, it's a good reminder because
Yeah.
it's hard to forget. It's hard to remember that you have a mag that you have to keep track of.
Yeah, and it's kind of harder, I feel, to feed them in PSO2 because the way the items drop is a little bit different than they did before, because they kind of like the drops are kind of geared towards your class, and like Phantasy Star Portable 2 and Phantasy Star Zero,
Yeah.
instead of everybody getting the same drops, like everybody's drops are unique. So there's less drops overall because you just kind of get all your drops.
That's right.
So I feel like that you don't come across as much stuff, and then there's also like so much like side stuff that takes up inventory space, like quest items take up inventory space and stuff like that. So
Right.
if you have like a lot of client orders and a lot of stuff going on at the same time, I find that it's like hard to have any inventory slots.
Also, do they have Rappy coins in the main game?
Rappy coins? I've never seen one.
Oh, they must be just for this, because I think it's another ES exclusive thing where it's just where you can earn them from the quests in ES, and then you can exchange it for like additional chips, like what we're doing right now. So let's see what happens.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
And I apparently got a rare card. That's 2 rare cards I've gotten as soon as I started this thing.
Yeah, so Rappy coins are basically exclusive to this game, and whereas the fun points are also in PSO2 regular.
Gotcha. Alright, let's take a look at the quest thing real quick just to see what exactly... Yeah, okay, so it just gives you a new quest line. It's probably going to give me like a similar area, or it might give me a different kind of area. There's no like commanding officer type of quests or anything like that as far as I've seen.
Yeah.
But yeah. Alright,
I see now that it's starting to scale up in difficulty, that this is a potentially fulfilling experience.
Yeah, and it's not that hard to play, and obviously it's not a controller-based game. Which, you know, when you first heard of it, it's like, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, sorry, I talked over you.
No, it's alright, it's alright.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like like if they tried to do regular PSO2 on a mobile phone, it would not work at all. So I can see why they took a different route with the gameplay.
Exactly. Alright. Well, that's going to do it for PSO2 ES. What we're going to do now is switch.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've waited for this for like a year. I was like, I gotta get Bart to play this game so that we can stream it and have fun with it.
Exactly.
And then spread the gospel of Phantasy Star Online 2 to the little people.
Alright, well, that was it for ES. Stay tuned. We'll be right back for the main PSO2 game in just a moment. Stay tuned.